What's going on, boys and girls? I hope you guys are doing well. I ain't talked to you in a while. That was because it was my birthday over the weekend. Thank you to everybody on the forum, social media who have sent me birthday wishes. I really appreciate it, guys. Had a really nice time just shutting off. No phones, no social media, no news. Although there was the news, I spent most of my time being glued to the events of what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. So that's really how I spent my weekend. But a big respect to all of you guys. Big, big, big respect. So I'm just going to talk to you guys about Arsenal releasing their finances, which I have been covering over the last year. And I have been saying to you guys, I suspected losses of around 140 million-ish by my calculations. The projected losses were around 150 million. But the good news is, and I don't know if you can say this is good news because no losses is good news. But before I go into that, we lost 27 million a year before and then 47 million. So accumulated losses over the last two seasons are around 75 million, although numbers of 80 million have been projected. So this previously was supposed to really be an amalgamation of the capitulation of what's going on with COVID and not having fans in the stadium, not having concessions, all of those things really, really build up to quite a lot. Arsenal are losing up nearly 4 million at the gate every single home game. But on top of that, this has a reflection of the high operating costs and salaries, which was up to 282 million. But look, it's all good news. We can talk about doom and gloom as much as we like, and everybody's going through losses, guys. It isn't just Arsenal. So don't want to see any sad faces around here. Everybody is in the same boat. Everybody lost money because every team didn't have fans in the stadium. So Arsenal being solely dependent on sustainability, we got hit hard, but it's recoverable, and it will be over the next 2 or 3 seasons with new deals coming through, as I said, Adidas and stadium rights and all these other different issues, and hopefully they'll get rid of the Rwanda deal and do something that makes a difference in a different way. But all of those means that the team are going to be able to move forward and have manageable debt. And that's really important in the mix of things. So you've got to look at when you're chasing success like that, sometimes it can cost the club, but it's not going to cost Arsenal, and that's what's important. So guys, they confirmed that the losses were 107 million. And obviously that's mainly because of the coronavirus pandemic impact. Now, playing behind closed doors also hurt our home form. Our home form in the coronavirus, and everybody's home form, was atrocious. And I think coming back to having fans in the stadium now really hits home how important it is to have fans in the stadium. You can see in the Wolves game, the fans were immense. Normally, when Arsenal are 1-0 down, you don't get fans singing like that. You don't hear that in the Emirates. But now, specifically this season, when the team are losing, the fans are rallying around these players, and you can see these young kids are just finding new energy levels and new life. And Lacazette as well, the veterans, exactly the same for them. But in regards to the losses, Arsenal have announced the 4% ticket increase. Now that works out to about £40 per season. In the business world, your food, shopping, insurance, commercial, business, the price of fuel and gas, everything is going up. So while the Kroenkes could have passed over that increase, they could have sucked it in and weathered that cost and forfeited the amount themselves. You have to understand from a business perspective, when you have a sustainable model where the club can finance itself, an owner wouldn't want to do that. An owner would not want to sort of levy that cost himself. And guys, this is the first increase they've had since 2014. So being a season ticket holder since the Emirates opened up, the increases have been few and far between. So I think that can only be a positive. When you are a club like Arsenal and you include the price of European games, which there's none of at the moment, but I digress, but you include the price of FA Cup games, then it's important to understand that it is a good deal. I talk to a lot of people all the time, a lot of negativity in the media from TalkSport and all these other formats, which I'm not going to mention on this channel, but you know who you are. And you're always trying to down talk and put a negative spin on Arsenal season tickets. And I've been paying for that for over 14 years. And I love it because I love my team. And it's a good offer. If you look at the price per games, which works out about 46 quid, it's a good offer. You can't knock it. So there's too much negativity in terms of how it works out. But the fact that if you take a Tottenham season ticket or a Chelsea season ticket, and then you add on European games and FA Cup games on top of it, you will find that they will be more expensive than ours. They have been increasing costs to run the stadium, players' wages and all these different things, and it's only right that they increase the costs to try and help with that moving forward. So look, you're not going to get any issues from me. I know it's sad because there's a lot of people that are out of work and there's a lot of people that have been struggling to pay, but people have been getting priced out of football for decades. It isn't just something that's creeped up and just happened this morning. This has been happening over a time where everything around us has been impacting us. Lack of wages increases, lack of salaries, higher taxations, with everything, higher food prices, fuel costs. This has been happening every year. Every January, the trains, especially the Tube and the Thames Link or whatever, First Capital Connect or whatever they call it, all of these things have incrementally been increasing. Arsenal, massive renovation over the last 3 years of their catering as well. So the food's changed, that stepped up. I still don't buy nothing from there. Me, I take the hot chocolate in the winter and that's about it. But even the hot chocolate ain't as good as what it used to be. But I used to pay £1.60, now it's like £2.40 or £2.20 or something like that. But everything goes up. So you can understand that there's a cost that goes with it, because to run the stadium isn't always going to be the same. But anyway, I digress on that. I think it's fair. I think that it's a shame that it impacts those who have been impacted by everything else around us. But that's just the way how it is. I don't think that Arsenal can exclude themselves from these rising costs that are happening all around us. So whatever needs to happen, needs to happen. But moving on, guys, I just want to say it's really good to see Spurs and all these other teams around us struggling. And I know people talk about Arsenal's 3 games in hand against Chelsea, Liverpool and Spurs. Look, I don't really care. I don't really care, because what you guys have to understand is those teams still have to play each other. When I was listening to a Liverpool fan talking yesterday, he's like, well, we got to pay Arsenal, we got to play Spurs, we got to play United, we got to play City, we got to play. So everyone's got to do it as well. Spurs is running as well. Look at what they have to do. So it's not easy for anybody. So it doesn't matter who we've got to play. Other teams have got to play them as well. So when I hear these different things, it always kind of winds me up a little, because in the same way that at Christmas, when we had a Premier League show and everybody was saying, oh, who have you played? Who have you beaten? I'm like, dude, coming up to Christmas, everyone's played 19 games halfway through the season. You've played the same teams as us. So don't tell me who we've played. We've played exactly the same amount of teams as you've played. So they always try and pepper it up and butter it up to the fact that we ain't doing well. Yeah, just because it's Arsenal. You remember that old trope? Arsenal win the FA Cup. It's only the FA Cup. Man United winning the FA Cup. Whoa, that's a big thing. It's the same old trope where other fans try to downplay Arsenal's success, and even now Arsenal fans are starting to do it. Arsenal fans are starting to take on this narrative of, oh, we ain't played nobody. Yeah? When the fact is, we played the same teams that everybody else has around us. Fact. So, looking forward, guys, I just want to say that I'm really happy with the direction of the team. And I'm really happy that some of you guys are starting to warm up. There are still some Rhino hard-back fans that refuse to move from their stance with Arteta. But some of you are coming around. And some of the ones that are Arteta out, it's not that you're coming around, but you ain't saying nothing. Yeah? I see you guys. I see you on the forums. I see you on social media. I see you on Twitter. And you ain't got nothing bad to say. You're probably waiting for us to trip up and fall. Okay? So you're going to have your moment. But at the moment now, you ain't saying nothing. You're quiet. You ain't got no positive spin or negative spin to put on what's going on. And that's kind of nice. Because what it tells me is that you're showing Arteta some respect because you haven't got nothing bad to say about him. Yeah? Your silence, to me, is a seal of approval for Arteta. So I'll take it. Yeah? It might not be enough for some people, but for me, I'll take it. But I just want to say at the moment, guys, because of the fact that we're out of all competitions and we're only playing once a week, sometimes like once every 10 days or 9 days, which is what we're seeing now, there's not a lot to talk about. And there's definitely not a lot of streams that we're doing at the moment because there's no games. So I'll try and keep you guys up to date and healthy with news as per se. And then we'll take it from there. But we're still here, guys. Big shout out to Neil Miss. He's in Canada at the moment, so we'll get together on him and then we'll catch up with you guys. Premier League show is still on a Friday where we talk about all kinds of stuff around the league. Last Friday I had to stream it from the hotel. I had to stream it from the hotel because those guys wanted to get the show done. This Friday might be a little bit difficult because I'm actually seeing Batman at the IMAX, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. But guys, onwards and upwards. Got some really good games, juicy games coming up now. Really looking forward to the Leicester game. None of these games are going to be easy, guys. Leicester is funny because you don't know which Leicester you're going to see. You know, Vardy looks like he's fallen off a cliff. And the sooner they get a replacement for Vardy, the better and the more competitive that Leicester City will be in terms of challenging for a top 4 spot, which is what they were doing last year. Newcastle seems to have fallen out of this funk. Although they've lost Trippier through injury, they're now starting to play Joe Willock in the proper position. You know, they're no longer playing him at the 6 or the 4. He's now playing in that 8th role. So he's scoring goals now for fun. So, look, it's just going to get more and more competitive. But remember, Arsenal's still the youngest team in the league. And this is what they're doing. Yeah, youngest team in the league. First-time technical director in Edu. First-time manager in Arteta. And they're bringing this lot along. And listen, respect and kudos to the coaching staff, to the technical director for bringing these players in, and to the manager for implementing what, in my opinion, has been some fantastic tactics that have been able to bring home 3 points over the last 3 games. So, look, long may it continue. And things are going to get harder, guys. Ain't going to be this easy. Long way to go still. But we're getting there. We were having this conversation when everybody's saying there's 18 games left to go. Well, you know what? There's 14 games left. And we're still here. We're still accountable. We're still competing for 4th. Even though, in my opinion, we weren't supposed to be there. We're there. So this is a great time to be an Arsenal fan. So get behind your team. Get behind your manager. And I'll speak to you guys in the next one. Peace out.